What if I told you that most people will never make money online? Not because it's hard, but because they're following the wrong path from the very beginning. Right now, while you're watching this, there are people quietly building income streams on their phones and laptops. And then there are millions who keep scrolling, keep consuming, and stay exactly where they are. The difference between them is not talent, not luck, not even money, it's clarity and commitment. And in this video, I'm going to give you both. A few years ago, I thought I had everything under control. I had income, stability, and a system that worked. Then everything changed faster than I expected. What once made money suddenly stopped working, and I realized something most people learn too late. If you don't adapt, you become irrelevant. So I started over. I tried almost every method you can think of. Some worked for a while, most didn't. I wasted time, lost money, got frustrated, but slowly, it all started to make sense. I started seeing a pattern. Making money online isn't random. It follows a predictable path, and almost everyone gets stuck at the same stages without even realizing it. The first stage is where most people are stuck right now, and it's the most dangerous one because it feels safe. This is the stage where you have no side income, no backup, and you rely completely on one source of money. It looks stable on the surface, but it's actually fragile. One problem, one unexpected situation, and everything starts falling apart. The truth is, depending on a single income today is not security, it's risk. But people stay here because starting feels confusing. Every platform is filled with different advice, different methods, different promises, and instead of taking action, people get overwhelmed and do nothing. Days turn into months, months turn into years, and nothing changes. The second stage is where people finally take action, but this is also where most people fail. This is the stage of the stuck hustler. You start something, maybe you make a little money, but not enough to feel real progress. Then you see something new, something that looks easier, faster, better, and you switch. This cycle repeats again and again. One week it's one idea, next week it's something else. It feels like you're working hard, but in reality, you're resetting your progress every time you switch. The harsh truth is this: almost every method you see online works, but none of them work if you don't stay long enough to see results. The problem isn't the opportunity, it's the lack of consistency. Most people don't fail because they chose the wrong thing. They fail because they quit too early. Think about it like this. Imagine digging for gold. You dig deep in one place, get tired, and stop. Then you move to another place and start again. Then another, and another. You keep working, but you never go deep enough in one place to actually find anything. That's exactly what happens when you keep jumping between ideas. The people who succeed are not doing something magical. They just stay in one place long enough to break through. The third stage is where things finally start working. This is where you stop chasing everything and start focusing on one path. You're no longer guessing, you're improving. You're no longer starting over, you're building. At this stage, money starts coming in, not huge at first, but consistent enough to prove that it's working, and the reason this happens is simple. You stop trying to reach everyone and start speaking directly to a specific person. When your message becomes clear, people start paying attention. Instead of saying your product or service is for everyone, you define exactly who it is for and why they need it. That clarity changes everything. At the same time, you stop relying on motivation and start relying on consistency. Motivation fades quickly, but consistency compounds. Repeated over time, create results that look impossible from the outside. Posting regularly, improving your offer, understanding your audience.
These simple things done every day build momentum. Most people underestimate how powerful this is because it feels slow in the beginning, but this is exactly what separates those who grow from those who quit. Another shift that happens at this stage is how you present what you're offering. Instead of just telling people something is good, you show them why it matters. You demonstrate it, you explain it, you make the value obvious. People don't buy because you say something is great. They buy when they clearly understand how it improves their situation. When you make that connection simple and visible, conversions increase naturally. And then comes the part that most people ignore, but makes the biggest difference: trust. People don't spend money where there is uncertainty. If your offer has no proof, no real examples, no authenticity, people hesitate. But when they see real usage, real feedback, real results, that hesitation disappears. Trust turns attention into action, and without it, even the best ideas fail. Now here's where everything changes. The final stage, the one almost no one reaches, is not about making money, it's about multiplying it. This is where you stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a builder. Instead of spending what you earn, you reinvest it. You use money as a tool to create more money. You improve your systems, you increase your reach, you remove bottlenecks, and you stop doing everything alone. This is where growth becomes faster, easier, and more scalable. At this level, the mindset is completely different. You don't ask how much something costs, you ask what return it can generate. You don't hesitate to invest in growth because you understand that every smart investment moves you forward faster. This is the stage where small gains turn into big results and consistency turns into momentum that's hard to stop. The reality is simple. Making money online is not about finding a secret method. It's about avoiding common mistakes and staying committed long enough to see results. Most people will watch, learn, and still do nothing. They'll wait for the perfect time, the perfect idea. It's the perfect moment that never comes. Meanwhile, others will start imperfectly, stay consistent, and win. So now the only question left is this. Are you going to keep searching, keep switching, keep delaying? Or are you finally going to commit to one path and follow it through? Because the opportunity is real, the system works, but only for those who decide to stay in the game long enough to succeed.